Oh, hello there. This is Chef Luigi Pomodoro coming to you live from Austin, Texas with Locadoro at home.
Hi, welcome back to Locadoro at Home. For this week's meal, we are making cauliflower al limone. This is a dish on the famous dish from the Amalfi coast, which I'm really missing right now. Spaghetti al limone, or pasta al limone. We're making this and thinking about this because Meyer lemons are in season here in Texas right now, and it's the closest thing. These valley lemons are the closest thing that we can get to the Amalfi lemons, which are maybe the best citrus in the world. These lemons are amazing in this dish, and I'm excited to cook it with you. Okay, so first thing we're going to do is we're going to get some water up to a boil. Now, you at this stage in the cooking, we'll put this in, you'll be reading this on the instructions, you will have already had this water up to a boil. And you're using the pasta water that you boiled some agnolotti in, right? And that makes for a perfect vehicle for why we want to use that pasta water with the cauliflower. So we have this pasta water. We already took out our agnolotti, and you plate it. And we did that first because this is actually going to take just a few minutes to put together. Now we have that pasta water boiling, and it's important that we're using that pasta water because all the starch from that pasta is going to help bring the sauce together for the cauliflower. So I'm putting a saute pan on high heat, and we're going to wait like 30 seconds, and then we're going to put a little garlic oil in. And you will have the garlic oil pre-infused. And what we do is we infuse raw garlic in grapeseed oil over several hours, like on really low heat. And what you get out of it is an oil that is really aromatic and lightly more fruity and garlicky without having the sharpness or bitterness that you might get from raw garlic that could also burn in the pan. So what we want to do is put a little bit of that garlic oil in the pan, and like we've talked about before, what we're looking for, how do we know when it's ready, is when you start to see a little shimmeringness. If you just turn the oil around in the pan a little bit, what you want to see is it leaves like a shimmery trail. It's almost like the wave washing away from the beach, and that little trail leaves. That's when you know it's about hot enough. I'm seeing that right now, and what we're going to do next is take the cauliflower, put it into that hot oil. And now we're just going to saute this in that garlic oil, a pinch of salt, and we're going to toss through for a minute. A few tosses like that, and then we're going to leave it. In the meantime, while that's sauteing, this is a very simple dish, but you need a couple things. You'll have your Parmigiano and Pecorino cheese mix, your Meyer lemons, some pink peppercorns, and a zester. Everything else we will have brought you except the zester. If you don't have, this is a microplane. If you don't have a microplane, if you have another zester where you can get it very fine, great. If not, you can use a sharp knife and peel it back a little bit and mince it as fine as possible. That is less than ideal perhaps, but it'll work. I've done it on for many a meal in many weird camp locations myself. It works. So we're sauteing here, and I'm starting to smell. I smell like the garlic oil, and I'm seeing that the cauliflower is just getting a little translucent. Now, like I said, this is only going to take a few minutes to put together, but as soon as I see that there's no opaque white left of the cauliflower, that's when we're going to put in a little bit of this pasta water. And what we're doing is right there. What we're doing is we're helping it to cook evenly the rest of the way and building the foundation of a sauce. So typically, and I'm seeing that the cauliflower is absorbing it a good bit. So I'm going to put in one more ladle. There we go. And that's going to absorb that as well. And now what we're looking for here, believe it or not, this is almost done cooking. Because that cauliflower is really fine now. It's going to cook in just like 2 minutes, and we want a good bit of texture. So we want to get that liquid like 3/4 of the way absorbed. And once it is, which is about there, we're going to start adding some of this in this order. First, we want to put the zest of half of this Meyer lemon. Did about 1/4 there. And there's another 1/4. I'm going to cut this lemon because we're going to squeeze it in a second. Give it a little toss. And some of that cheese mix. And we want to be generous here because this cheese is going to act as a binder and a crucial part of putting this dish together as well. And a good bit of black pepper. And now the starch from that pasta water, as that water is reducing, the starch is thickening, and then it is combining with that cheese to help bring the sauce together more and more. And we're just about there. I'm going to take half this lemon. I'm going to use a little squeezer here. And just like that, with the lemon juice straight into the dish. And now we are just going to keep it on high heat and keep tossing until it's just thickened enough to start. Okay, so we are just about there. It's been like about 3.5 minutes in the pan. We have a half of the lemon squeezed in there, the zest of about 2/3 of the lemon, and a good bit of the cheese. And now we are just about done. So when we are going to plate this, and we want to juice the more lemon directly on top of it on the plate, and then more black pepper, and a little lemon zest and a little of the pink peppercorn. All of which we want to have those flavors we have in here, and then we want on top of the dish as well. It's going to give it a little extra dimension. So that's ready now. And here we go, and we're going to make a nice pretty mound there. I'm going to take the microplane again. Just tap a little bit of that on top. Take our little squeezer. Squeeze. Don't be shy with that. All that lemon juice back. And a good bit of this grana and pecorino mix. This parmigiano there. And some crushed pink peppercorns in here. Man, I'm excited to eat this one. And all the smells are so familiar and really incredible. So, cauliflower al limone, I hope you enjoyed as much as I'm going to, and hope you have a great week. Thank you.